Okay, so I just arrived in Canada yesterday from Bangkok. A full flight that took a long time, of course, but I'm now here in Canada in this very cold weather. Hence the sweater and everything around. Gotta get used to it again. Today I want to show you more about the holidays trading routine, like what kind of stuff I did during the holidays, what things I work on. We'll go a little bit in the chart. I'll show you what things I'm kind of looking for, how I'm getting ready for next year. So let's dive right in. Okay, so the first thing I did honestly when I came back this morning was looking at my trades just to see what's happening. I'm not trading these days, now today's the 22nd, a little bit too late in the year to trade. So I'm kind of taking it off for the rest of the year. But I'm just kind of looking at the trades I have going on. Especially I have a trade on the S&P now. I think that's all I have open. I'm just scrolling through other charts, looking at my levels, if anything is happening. I'm looking in case of some like major move in some pairs, which could happen in case of like really strange events. But so far we have nothing here. The only trade I have going on is on the S&P, like I said, is a short. So right over here, it's been going on for a while now. But this is like I said in other videos before. I've done a traveling video recently, link in the corner over here. This is more of a kind of like weekly strategy. So you trade this in the weekly chart, it takes a long time for your trades to get closed. But it's very passive. So you take a trade only on Sundays. When the week you open, you take a trade there. You let it run for however long it takes. And then that's just done. So that one is in good profit now because the move we had going on. So yeah, that trade's just running. So nothing here to really look at. Bitcoin, I just have a look, see if anything is there, but it's always very slow. Like I said, Thai baht is also very stable. Have to transfer some money in Thailand soon. So I'll wait till maybe this gets back up. Looks like we have a bit of here indecision in the market, so we'll see. But definitely if price gets below like the 34 here, or at the 34, or of course if it gets higher, I'll transfer more money in Thailand because that's where I live most of the time and that's where I need money to spend. So yeah, that's kind of how it works here. Nothing too interesting on this level. Now, once this is done, the next thing I want to pay attention to is kind of what I'm going to do to become better next year in trading. So what are some things you can work on here to really become better? And there's two primary things I want to work on. The first one is what I call a development plan. So I make a plan on how to become a better trader next year. Some things I want to work on. Some, like a SWOT analysis we discussed before. The strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So you kind of define that. Then you figure out, well, based on these things, based on this assessment, what are some things you want to work on for next year? So I did that while I was on the plane a few days ago. I was flying from Bangkok to Montreal over Vienna. So I did this in the plane. So that helped a little bit. So now I'm at a point where I know what to work on. And I've sort of made a plan how to work on it and when to work on it. Two things I want to improve for next year is first of all my algo. So being able to add some more pairs to the algo. Right now I was trading with only about 5 pairs, which is fine. But I know I can do this more hands off. I know I can sort of delegate more trading to the algo and have less work for me to do with the charts manually. But for that I have to find the right settings for the algo. I have to tweak it a little bit. Because all pairs are a little bit different. They react differently to markets. And they don't have all the same kind of movements. Some pairs are more trending, some pairs are more sideways. Some pairs have bigger targets, smaller targets. Some pairs are more choppy. And we need to be able to adapt the algo for these things. So I want to be able to find more settings for the algo. And that's kind of what I'll work on. I'll do a bunch of backtesting. And let me show you what that kind of looks like on the backtest.
So basically what I have going on here is I have my algo running into MT4 on a parallel. This is basically just for my testing. So I don't trade from this, but I'm able to have the algo tested. It works better than the VPS. So this is running here and I'm able to test different things. Now this year I've only been trading roughly around 5 pairs, maybe 7 total in the algo, including 2 strategies. So this is very little. I want to be able to increase that more in the coming year. And this is why I'm basically getting some tick data from this app called Quant Data Manager. And with that application here, with that software, you're able to download some data for your backtest on MT4, MT5, and use it to get much better results. I'm going to download all of these. These are the ones I have for now. I'll download more of them in the coming days, add more of them to my backtest. Then the idea is to kind of test this out. Take some pairs that are similar in terms of they all move in the same manner, or some pairs that are correlated. Then test to see which pair works better with the same setting for the algo. So I might tweak it a little bit, but it's really a good idea to kind of just explore a little bit more, see what works, see what doesn't work with the algo, be able to go back and use them on MT4 and then do the backtest properly from there. That's kind of the process. So it's a lot of work in terms of downloading the data because it takes a long time. You just do it, you can go away, do other stuff, which is good for the holidays. You can like put it there in the evening, download a bunch of data, come back the next day and then work on it. So there's not a lot of involvement when you download the data, but then after that, you gotta do your backtest. Again, you can leave, come back to your chart, and do so on as you kind of work on that during the holidays. So that's a good habit to do, something I like to work on for the holidays, and that I'll definitely be doing over the next couple of days. So I don't want to go through all the steps here in this video because there's a lot of technical stuff that's involved there. But if you have any question on this, make sure you comment below the video. I'll be happy to do a more in-depth video on this and answer your questions in the backtesting part, the algo part, and how that all works out together. So I think the holidays is not a good time to trade. It's a good time to test, improve your edge, and come up to be better next year.
Alright, so I really believe that the holidays is a good time to plan, a good time to reflect on things, a good time to go back and see what you did this year, see what things you're happy with, not happy with from the past year. And that's really kind of what I'm trying to do here, what I'm trying to work on the most. It's not about like putting a lot of work, like working hard, hustling in the holidays, not really much. It's more about kind of looking, having a big picture view of things. Because during the year, you know, we always like really kind of focus on stuff. Always like small picture. We focus on the daily stuff. We want to get better. We want to improve our trading. We want to like focus on stuff that we need to do right now. But in the holidays, it's more like a big picture view where you look at things overall. Look at what he did well, what he didn't do well, what you could improve next year, what you could do different. What are some things you want to also do? Like what kind of goals you have for next year. And we're not talking, of course, about just trading. We're talking about your entire life. What kind of things you want to experience, what travels you want to do, what connections you want to make. All these things are very important to work on. So if you're watching this during the holidays, make sure you take some time to plan out your year, things to work on. Again, most people make resolutions, but they 1 month later drop on them, they forgot about them, and that's just not working really well. So make a plan on how you're going to become better. Follow that plan in the year, that's very important. And if you want to comment below, let me know which goal you have for next year, what things you want to work on. I want to hear because I want to be able to support you better. I want to be able to do videos to help you out become a better trader next year in 2023 and of course much beyond than that. So I want to hear what you need help with in the comment section below. What are your goals? And I'll do my best to help you on that during the coming year. So I want to thank you for watching. Again, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays for you and your family. And I'll catch you back here in the next video in a couple of days. Alright, ciao.